welcome to Name That Theme, Final Fantasy VII's music evolution from classic to rebirth. Here's a little intro. We are the Final Fantasy Files. Specifically, my name is Jolie Hales, and this is...
And I'm Ernest DeLeon.
Yes, and we run a YouTube channel that is dedicated to high-quality videos about Final Fantasy. We are exclusive to Final Fantasy. In fact, we are doing a chapter-by-chapter deep dive, and there are people out there, by the way, who claim to have the deepest dive. False. That is us. You know that because it's been how long since the game's been out, and we're in chapter 9. So
shots fired at
really, I know, it's so true.
Min-Max on blast.
Everybody always says that. Shots fired at Min-Max. It's so true. But we do these deep dives. They're super fun. If you like to geek out, which I think if you're at this kind of a convention, you probably do. Check us out. Hopefully you'll find it fun. And we gotta say too, big Final Fantasy music appreciators. I assume all of you are as well. Is that a pretty good assumption? Cool. Cool, cool. So, before we get into this little game here, history of Final Fantasy VII is music. So obviously Final Fantasy VII, the original, was produced and created for all of us to play in 1997. How many played it when it came out? Yep. Cool. Aging ourselves. Team old. Woo! Yes. So we know probably that the music was composed by Nobuo Uematsu, which I have to show this off. I did this on the show too, but Nobuo! What? I saw that on Redbubble. I'm like, I must have that immediately. So Nobuo Uematsu is an absolute idol of mine when it comes to music composition. When it came to the tracks themselves for Final Fantasy VII, there were 3 hours of music composed by him, 80 plus tracks, and he wrote them within a year. And sometimes he had to sleep at the studio to get these tracks pumped out. And he had to use really creative workarounds for PlayStations, like limited MIDI-based sound chip, right? So he may come up with these grandiose ideas, but they had to be compressed to fit into 4 megabytes. 4 megabytes! The entire soundtrack had to fit into 4 megabytes, which is insane. That tells you how good of a composer Nobuo really is, because he could have a single note melody line and it just drew you in. I mean, that's kind of what Aerith's theme is, right? It's just this singing, yeah, yes. Oh, you guys are gonna kill this game. It's gonna be great. And also, he had a lot of pressure to be next gen on this to match the visual approach, because we know, if there's any Final Fantasy VI fans, the jump from Final Fantasy VI to Final Fantasy VII was huge when it came to the technology that was involved to make it and to play it. So there was this pressure for him to up-level the soundtracks that he had created before then. So then you get into Final Fantasy Remake and Rebirth, and check out the number of composers and arrangers. So Nobuo gets credit for these because he's the original composer and he was very involved in these, but the team has grown like crazy. But the original was pretty much just Nobuo, which is dang, the talent in this man. And for Remake, they basically took the same tracks from the original game, but they made them, obviously, they recorded them with live orchestras, modern production techniques, reimagined themes, and there's hundreds and hundreds of tracks. In fact, anybody who really studies the OST for either of these games, you'll realize there's a ton of music in the game that is not in the OSTs, a ton. In fact, there's a playlist that I found on YouTube. Somebody had actually extracted all of them. For Rebirth alone, it was over 500 tracks of songs that had not been put in the OST, which was insane to me, and I am trying to screen capture them for my own music listening, which is taking a really, really long time. So that brings us to, what is a leitmotif? Do you know what a leitmotif is? Yes, I see you guys are music people, so that makes sense. Leitmotif, recurring musical theme associated with a specific character, place, idea, or emotion in a story. So it's like a musical signature, right? And it tends to play out whenever you see that character or feel that emotion or even go to a certain location. So Darth Vader.
The Imperial March.
Yes, exactly, that's what it's called. That's Darth Vader's leitmotif, or his theme, right? How about Jaws? So good, yes. Oh, I like this group. And anybody know Harry Potter's? concert just like 2 years ago, and he's like 90,
Yeah.
and he was the one conducting. I was
It's
blown away.
insane.
I didn't have that much energy watching him, and he didn't want to be.
You know you're good when your like best friend Steven Spielberg comes to you and says, "Hey man, I got this idea about a movie about dinosaurs. I need some epic music," and then he
Anybody
just
know
drops
that
that
one?
soundtrack
What's
out of
like
nowhere.
And then there's a big part. Dun, 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 dun. Yes. Okay. Awesome. Love it. Okay. So how's this going to work today with us? So I'm going to play the first few piano notes of a leitmotif melody from Final Fantasy VII, and some of them are from Rebirth or Remake exclusively as well, because there are new characters in those games. And then, oh, and by the way, I plunked those out on my piano, and my piano's slightly flat, so for those who have perfect pitch, I did try to pitch correct it, so it's okay, but it's not great, so apologies. My son has perfect pitch, and he's like, anyway. And then I want you to guess the character who belongs to that theme, and I'll give you some hints if you can't guess it. Some of them are more obscure than others, and then we'll have a brief discussion about that leitmotif, and we'll watch some clips that show how that theme evolved from original 7 to Remake or Rebirth. I put like 30 hours into this presentation, so I'm so bad there's some people here to see. Thank you! I didn't expect applause. You're the best. Okay, so I do have to say, spoiler alert, wow, you look awesome.
Yeah.
Come on in.
I'm humble too.
I love it, I love it. This is, I used to be a Disney spokesperson, so I'm used to Disney conventions. I haven't been to a lot of gaming conventions yet, and I love like that we'll see people dressed like this at like the hotel check-in. It's a normal day, it's amazing. You're great. So yeah, spoiler alert, we are, in order to show some clips that are very closely tied to some of these leitmotifs, we will have to show a couple things that are going to show some spoilers. Probably likely that all of you know what those spoilers are, but I just want to throw it out there that there will be spoilers for 7, Remake and Rebirth, but pretty much if you played the original game, then it's the same spoilers. Okay, first one, ready? Out of tune piano, go, go, gadget. That was like so fast. Man, yes, that is well, you don't need my hints, but I have them for you anyway. She's female. Part of the main party. She sells a lot of merch. And she's voiced by Britt Baron. Britt Baron, hooray for Britt. Now, let's see a little bit more. It is Tifa. You guys are brilliant. Here's how it sounded in the original game. You can kind of hear that. It was really crafted to balance her strength and her softness. It's very gentle, it's melodic, it's warm, it's intimate, and it evokes her kindness and her emotional depth. That's what Nobuo wanted when he composed this. It's also very moderate tempo. She's a skilled fighter that can kick butt, but her personality is very peaceful, right? She doesn't like conflict a lot. It's a little melancholic, and it also, if you listen to it, it kind of evokes like her inner vulnerability, you could say. Now when it comes to Remake and Rebirth, there's multiple versions of this composition for multiple settings, and they keep the melody, but they add this rich orchestration. And it's interesting, this is a theme, this is across, as I was doing this project, I realized almost all of the main themes that were carried over from original to Remake and Rebirth are in the exact same key. Because we know as musicians, I'm a singer by the way, we know as musicians that the key matters because there's a certain kind of energy that goes with a melody depending on what key it's in. And so Nobuo nailed it because they kept that same key in these live orchestrations for the main parts of the theme, which I thought was really interesting. Now, there's a few clips, Tifa is one of them, where I did an expansive side-by-side comparison video. This is one of them, and I want you to listen for the theme because it's a little bit hidden in a couple places. This isn't exclusive, there's a few spots I didn't pull just for time, but here we go. So here's the original game. And this is all my gameplay footage because I'm a nerd. So cool. Oh, and here's another one. Hear that yet? See some nods?
I'm doing these past 5 years. Where's he been? And you're asking me this? Just had a feeling you'd know. Probably did at one point. All that stuff was taken you again. In fact, where have you been this whole time? For 5 years.
You know, I can't tell you.
Of course you can't. Quick, huh? Must be nice to make friends that easily.
What? You can't?
On a date with Tifa.
I act like I can, and I always have. Ever since I was a kid.
Did you know they have a different theme in the Gold Saucer, depending on who you go on a date with? The music changes. Talk about budget. And if you remember this scene, they even wove it into this. They tie the themes of the character in whenever the scene is about that character. A character might be in a scene, but because it's not about them, their theme won't play. But when it's about them, like psychologically, that's when we hear it. And here's a minor version. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, that's so good.
Sephiroth.
Hear
Soldiers.
that? Ooh. The dissonance and like the.
Mako. Shinra.
Oh.
I'm sick of this.
I'm sick of all of this! Ladies and gentlemen, Tifa Lockhart. All right. Good one. Good one. I won't go quite in the depth with most of the other ones, but a few I have to because they're just so iconic. Next one. Ready? Pitch correction. Anyone? Yes! It is Kate Sid from SoCal, or SoCal Friend, good job. He's not human, he's in a remake for just one moment, and that really random, like, anthropomorphic moment for anyone who's never played the original, you're like, what is happening? Why is there a cat? But for those of us who know, we know, right? Works for Shinra, question mark? Voiced by Paul Tinto, and yes, Kate Sid. So it's very circus-like, synth pipe organ sound in the original game, whimsical, mischievous, moderate tempo. Feels very sly and secretive. They actually changed this up in terms of tone for Rebirth. And it's only Rebirth because, again, he's not in Remake very much. In Rebirth, there's a faster tempo, and it's more of like a showman energy, if that makes sense. And it's also slightly different key, because it's trying to do a slightly different thing with our emotions. So this is one that actually did change keys when it changed over, and it's more of a jazzy big band approach, like strings, more playful, all of that. But it does keep that dissonance, like in the undertones, because there is a mischievous side to Kate Sid, right? Let's hear how it sounds.
Over here!
Did you hear the key change?
By the way, how awesome was the Gold Saucer remake?
You get to watch my indecisive baby. Alright, so that's Kate Sid. Here's the next one. Shinra, good one. This is an antagonist organization named after the family and hated by Barrett. Well, many people, but especially Barrett. The Shinra Electric Power Company. So this one's also in the original game, and it was crafted by Nobuo. He said he wanted it to be a corporate war march. And doesn't it sound like that? Like, perfect description.
You have to ask why an electric power company needs an army.
Yeah, it's like, it's militaristic, it's menacing. got this like driving synth kind of bass there, and it feels very dystopian, but like also like you better do what we say or face the consequences. And in Remake and Rebirth, it has the exact same melody, and again, the exact same key, right? Because he aced it, and even the same, pretty much the same tempo, but it adds all this different like orchestration in there. And again, this theme plays whenever the scene is about Shinra. So there's a lot of times where we talk about Shinra or we see Shinra, but when it's about Shinra, that's when we hear it. See, we don't see Shinra. This scene is about Shinra, what they're doing. Okay, ready for the next one? This is a little more obscure. So I like the jam in that. It's really groovy. That helps.
Say it again.
It's groovy.
Play it again.
Oh, say it again. Like it's groovy.
One of the best characters, by the way, in the remake, for sure. It's one of my
He means
favorites.
Rebirth.
One of my Rebirth, sorry. One of my favorites, at least. I love this character.
Okay, here's some hints. So it's a male. Dio's a good guess. You're close.
I love Dio too, by the way, yes.
He's in Rebirth, not Remake. He has a different name. His character is in Final Fantasy VII, but with a totally different name. And he's a crime lord.
Don Corneo?
Not Dawn. He's the other crime lord. There's two. Lots of crime lords going on.
Oh, it's the guy in Coral Prison.
Yes!
I can't remember his name.
Yes, we see him for like a hot second.
Yeah, he's there for like one scene.
Did you hear what he said? He said the guy from Coral Prison. Anyone remember his name?
No.
Not super memorable.
I know his name because he's one of my favorite characters, but
Gus. His name is Gus.
not just Gus, it's Solemn Gus.
Solemn
Show
Gus.
some respect or get wrecked.
Yeah, show some respect. Yeah, so in original 7, he didn't have a leitmotif. He was this random character in the trailer in Coral Prison. Do you remember this? And he was called Mr. Coates. And in original 7, he's not a crime lord. He's not a crime lord at all. It's actually, this is spoiler for 7, Dying was the crime lord. Remember that? So that was a big change from Final Fantasy VII Original to Rebirth, is that the crime lord became totally different. I actually personally like the change. Some people don't though, and I understand now. But in Remake and Rebirth, it's P-Funk inspired, so like 1970s Parliament Funkadelic.
George Clinton?
Yep, George Clinton. It was actually designed, the track was designed after him and his band, which is so funny because in the show I think I was like, I don't know who that is, and I looked at it like,
Oh, yeah.
you
The
actually didn't really call that.
That's the origin. That and James Brown, I think, birthed that entire genre.
Yeah, it's so good. It's so good. But this is one thing that's interesting about Gus's theme. It's one of the only themes that has lyrics. And some of the lyrics crack me up, you guys. One nation under Gus's groove. And the reason he's called Solemn Gus is because I guess like that means, it translates to lonely Geth in Japanese, which means scumbag. I read that, I don't really understand how that works, but I thought I'd put it on slides in case some of you do. All right, let's look at those bright 70s colors around here.
Tell me that's not George Clinton right there. Right? That's supposed to be
It's very close. That's Gus. Okay, next one. The slums? Yep. So it's from the slum. This is interesting because it's the slums theme from original, but it actually belongs to the characters in Remake. Yes. The Bandits.
Yeah.
The Bandits, yes. So it's a group. They got their names in Remake. They're the comedic antagonists, and they're in both Remake and Rebirth. But to your point, this was not tied to a character until Remake. But the composition did exist. It was just tied to a location, which was the slums, like Wall Market, right? Yeah, so it's our bandits there. These guys are... That guy looks like he's pregnant. I don't know. As someone who just had a baby 4 months ago, I'm like, we look actually pretty similar, except for the hairstyle. So here's what it sounds like in original. Yeah. And then in Remake and Rebirth, so the gang is called Beck's Badasses. So stupid and funny. I like that. It's Beck, Burke, Butch, and I think, or Butch, and then I think they added Bert in Rebirth. He's like the big guy who wears like the, what's that movie mask? Jason, yeah, the
hockey mask.
Yeah, the hockey mask. It's also in the same key, and it's that same melody and structure, but in Rebirth and Remake, they added more of like a comedic flair to it a lot of times, which is really interesting. And there are different versions, as there are with many of these themes. Some for conversation, and some verses like battles.
It's like compensation for damages. Oh yeah.
Battle version. It's like dubstep kind of. Cool. That's Beck's Badasses. Next one. They all sound familiar, right? But it's like trying to time. Yes, who said it? Avalanche. Good job. This is Avalanche organization. They're smaller in Rebirth because they literally did not exist. Yeah, they downsized the organization. They have a name in all caps, just like Soldier, which is kind of interesting. Isn't that both like antagonizing names? And they hired a merc. There they are, Avalanche. So there's no specific leitmotif for Avalanche in the original game. They're not really in it as much because the game is much more streamlined, obviously. It's not 500 hours like the other three. But it does have like steady percussion. It sounds very similar, except it's a little bit, or similar. It sounds very like heroic, well mission-oriented, but grassroots at the same time, if that makes sense.
We can't pay you in gil, but we'll work something out.
Gideon Emery is one of the best voice actors out
For
there, by the way.
example,
So good.
aha, what about your sword? I could mod it for you. No thanks.
Hear the triangle? Isn't that interesting? What's a triangle? Oh, awesome. I would never think that needs more triangle. That needs more.
I was like, you haven't seen,
Cowbell.
yeah, I was like, yeah, you need more cowbell.
We're too old for that.
Oh, yeah. Well, that's the opening.
It's the opening. Yep. It's time. It's not a person.
The live stream.
The live stream. The live stream doesn't speak words. Close there. Not human. Visible in springs. It was late when I was making a lot of these. Okay. So these are the first notes, like you called it. These are the first notes we hear in the game for Final Fantasy VII Original, and there's some of the first notes we hear in Remake. In fact, those of us who are big fans of the original, probably when we loaded up the Remake version for our first time, were like, it's that scene with Aerith at the pipe, and like our brains exploded and it was a messy thing. Yes, that happened to me too. But it does have like a very like slow, calm, creative, reverent tempo. It's very mystical. You hear that? And it plays in moments of cosmic significance. And Uematsu said he wanted to evoke a cosmic river of spirituality. Doesn't that feel like that? It's very like tied together, like very flowing. It's not staccato. When you go into Remake and Rebirth, there is the intro version that we do here, and it's in the exact same key and basically the exact same instrumentation, but with live instruments because they're not restricted, right, by space. It has that like delicate strings, Celestia, all that kind of stuff. It's the same slow tempo, but it feels richer with all the instruments. And we hear it at Life Springs. Like, anybody do Chadley's Intel? Anyone hate Chadley? He hates Chadley. I love Chadley.
Yeah, I've renamed her now.
I love him.
I renamed her now to ChatGPT Lee. That's what it is.
That's so funny. But yes, the live stream theme is also tied to Aerith a lot. So here's how that goes. There's that intro we heard. First notes in the game. I'm not usually this bad at scanning the lights. It's framed by the frame.
I always wondered.
Sometimes I just pull like the first light spring I come here and I'm like, oh no.
I always wondered if they color match the live stream to her eyes. They look very similar in color.
Yeah, I think they designed her eyes to match the Mako, or the live stream on purpose. I think that is something that was done. Okay, here's the next one. What? It's not the motorcycle one, but I can see how you would gather that. I haven't heard it, but I thought I heard it in the back.
Is it a person?
It's a person.
It's Roche.
It's not Roche.
Rufus.
It's Rufus.
Yeah.
It's Rufus. Bravo. Bravo. I hate his dog. I hate him. Okay, that's the thing. On our YouTube channel, whenever I rip on the dog, people like defend that dog so much, and I'm like, no, I'm not caving. The dog is
It's kind of funny too, because like Rufus is sort of like the John Wick of the universe here. So like with the dog, it's all fit together. Oh, this is beautiful how they do it.
Ernest is our reference guy too, by the way. So this is a leitmotif that was added in a remake. If you go back to the fight with Rufus in the original game, it's just the classic battle music, right? So he does have a unique melody. Something interesting, when somebody's really tied to Shinra, not only will you hear their own leitmotif in there, but you'll also hear the Shinra leitmotif in there. So usually the Shinra leitmotif is mixed in to their leitmotif, which is really, really fascinating. Here's that.
Notes. Nothing personal.
Here's Shinra right here. You hear that? A little bit of variation. Here's the next one. This is not played a lot. Yes! Jesse! Bravo! Jesse, very minor role in Final Fantasy VII, very minor role. Female, former actress, she makes bombs. All right, it's Jessie. She had no dedicated leitmotif in original because she was very short-lived, literally. But this track, it reflects kind of her charm and her casual confidence, right? There's like I think an acoustic guitar.
And planned on dropping by. But Wedge wanted some of your famous pizza.
So good.
Sure, I can't tempt you with some more.
Wedge and the fat Joe's throw.
Wedge is my spirit animal, and I love food like Wedge does.
Hey, I'm doing it for you guys. You don't want me going to work on an empty stomach.
I love the reference from Star Wars too.
This time.
Star
Yes,
Wars.
I can't get a ticket for supply. I'll shoot you where those on my
That's Jessie. All right. You named this person before.
Don Cornell.
It is Don Corneo. Bravo. Male perv crackler. Lives in Walmart. Look at this picture. Like, this is the render that they have for him. It's so on. It's so spot on.
Did they keep dressed like that on purpose?
Oh, yes. No, that robe is so him. So this is supposed to be, it's supposed to sound, according to Nobuo, like a sleazy lounge act, which is so appropriate. I played this game as a teenager, and I remember being like super creeped out by this scene, by the way. I was like, what? Oh my gosh, that's really what's happening. This is so weird. And then in Remake, they add like a burlesque flair to it, right? But it's still a little bit goofy, because Don Corneo cannot really be taken seriously. He's kind of a goober. I love how they change clothes back then.
So yeah, if we're all in on it, then nothing can go wrong. I guess not.
It's like a oompa. It's got some big food kind of thing.
It feels wrong that I'm involved in all this.
I know. It's good.
They sized that corset perfectly, by the way. For Cloud.
I just love how like Tifa didn't recognize him at first. Like,
It's so good.
who are you? What pretty girl is this? Doesn't look anything like that. Yes! Good job, dude. Why are you in the back row? Male fan favorite has his own sequel game. And red and black colors. It is Vincent. So in the original, it's this like ominous synth guitar, right? Mysterious, very sad. We played Dirge of Cerberus, if you know more about his lore. It's a very tragic story. Very tragic story. Dirge wasn't my favorite game, but the story behind him is very interesting to me. Very simple instrumentation. It's like a melody with just like a little bit of like acoustic background. That's it. There's not a whole lot of orchestration going on here. In Rebirth, it's in the same key, again, as the original, slightly slower tempo. Instead of that like synth guitar, it's now a harpsichord. Maybe that's what he was going for. It's kind of hard to know originally, which totally fits because it's very like Baroque Latin kind of feel, right? Which is, it's like an ancient, like Dracula kind of character, right?
You, Vincent Valentine. I'm security.
John, where are you? It's your team, man. Yes, Barrett, large. By the way, John is large too. I was like, when I was talking to him today, I was like, you are so tall. I'm also very short. Dad, Avalanche, best friend was dying, it's Barrett. So here's how it sounded in the original. Anybody try to play this in the bar in North Corel in Rebirth on the piano? That was kind of hard. I liked his theme less after that. So it's like, in here, he wanted it to, Nobuo wanted it to evoke a revolutionary spirit and kind of be like heroic but still rebellious at the same time. And the rebellious is interesting because the sequence of notes is very different. I would have never imagined this sequence of notes. Like, it's just kind of like bounces back and forth. It's not very predictable. It's very brilliant. And yeah, I would agree with that. And there's multiple versions of this too in Remake and Rebirth, and it depends because he's one of the main characters. So you can hear his motif like throughout different scenes in different ways, similar to Tifa. So I did expand on this video slightly. It's also the North Corel theme. Polygon.
his job to protect you.
So good. Comedic version.
Everything okay? Been putting on a production tonight. A lot of this. And I haven't had at least 10 years.
Barrett Wallace. All right, next. Bravo. I love Chadley. Ernest wants him to be destroyed for all time. He's everywhere, world intel, not quite human. Ernest hates him. He did not exist, obviously, in original 7, and so his character leitmotif was introduced in remake, the character, was introduced in remake. The leitmotif was introduced in Rebirth because he got an expanded role. So if you hated him in remake, you're welcome from all the developers. And this is cool. It's a mix of electronic and real orchestra instruments, which is totally AI, right? He looks like a human, but he's not. So he's got like electronic mixed with like real live orchestra instruments. And it's really bouncy, quirky, nerdy. I think it's fun.
Detecting internal monologue. The hell's this weirdo doing here? I was created by Professor Trojan.
It's not the mansion. You said Turk's theme? It's a specific Turk. It's not Reno. I haven't heard it yet. But... Elena! Yeah. She hates vanilla ice cream. She's a rookie. She works for Shinra. She has blonde hair. It is Elena. Elena. She did not have a dedicated leitmotif in the original game. She used the Turk's theme. So there is a Turk's theme that's tied more to Rude, Reno, and Sung sometimes. She also uses that, but she gets her own theme when she's introduced in Rebirth, which is basically a mix of the Turk's theme, the Shinra theme, and then a little bit of extra flair. So it's like, it's very interesting how they did that, I thought. And yeah, it's really cool. I'll just let you listen to it. It starts out with Shinra, and then it does this. That was fun, kicking her butt in that part. There is like a jam beat. You're hearing it in your head. From Sector 7, it's a person. Grasptropod fight. If you remember that fight in Rebirth. Treasure Trove.
The Angel of the Suns or the granddaughter?
No, oh, I cannot stand that girl. Kyrie?
Kyrie, yeah.
I didn't include her theme in here because it bounces all over the place. It's not Kyrie. She's probably my least favorite character in the game.
She should have stayed in the books.
Yeah, at least she got left behind on the boat. He has a crush on... Yes! It's Johnny! You guys Johnny. I think he is one of the greatest side characters in this game. I think he's so good. He doesn't have a dedicated leitmotif because only location music plays. He is an original 7, and it seems like he was meant to have a more expanded role because there was more stuff in like the Ultimania books that say there were more scenes written. It actually makes for some really hilarious, like really weird moments where like some mistranslation happens when he runs into Cloud. He's like, oh, you're that murderer who was in Soldier with me, and you're like, what? It was just, didn't make any sense at all. Those are still in there, which is really fun. And his is very surfer bro style music, right?
Get off me, assholes! I didn't do shit! Shut up!
I just sound like a surfer.
Johnny, seaside.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. And this is like the pathetic version.
Wow. It's, I don't know.
That's Johnny.
He's straight from Venice Beach.
I love Johnny. His voice actor is so good. Yeah, it's
right there, yeah.
Yuffie.
Yeah.
She's a thief in Final Fantasy VII. She's youngest in the party. She has an obsession with materia, and she's Sonon's friend. It is Yuffie Kisaragi. Here's her version in the original. It's a little slower. It's very childlike. They made it less childlike when they brought it over to remake and rebirth. They changed her character quite a bit, and I'm glad they did because I hated her in original 7. I hated her. I was like, don't steal my stuff and be annoying as crap, like annoying. She's great in this one, in the remake versions. In my personal opinion, I like the changes they made to her, and the changes they made to her leitmotif make a lot more sense for her too. They're more driving, the tempo is increased, but they kept the same kind of tempo. All right, melodies.
If I don't die first, that y'all go insane.
That's Yuffie Kisaragi. Next. Turks. The consummate professionals. They wear suits, work for Shinra, and they drop the blade. The Turks. Specifically, it's Rude, Reno, and Sung who pretty much get this theme in the new games. In the original game, it was all the Turks who got this thing. But they kind of specified it when they went into Rebirth and Remake. And I think it's the same key. It just changes tempo depending on the energy of that particular scene.
And who are you?
He's my bodyguard. And a soldier. I think we're fine.
A soldier. Yes, soldier. What do you know? Kick ass, take names.
Arnie's here, by the way. And so is William. Some of these clips, I'm like embarrassed to show you. Oh, this is an obscure one. I didn't include like Leslie's theme because that was so obscure, but this one's pretty obscure too. Not in Remake, barely in Rebirth. Close to Tifa, Nibelheim. Yes, Zangan, exactly. It is the martial arts instructor himself, and It was created to evoke nostalgic PS1 RPG vibes. It's very Eastern influence. You hear a lot of Asian tones and percussion.
And you are?
Rashard's son. And teaching martial arts to the people.
All right, next one. It's the main theme. The main theme, you may not know this, this is Cloud's theme. So the main theme of Final Fantasy VII is also Clouds, which is interesting. It's also interesting to think about, he doesn't have his own theme called Cloud's theme. They just call it the main theme of Final Fantasy VII. He doesn't really have an identity either, right? So it's like, it's very interesting to kind of make that parallel. Oh, well, I know.
Identity.
Depend, yeah. You could argue. But yeah, so you know, bird hair, I don't know, they say he looks like a bird, whatever. He's the lead protagonist. I love Cloud. I think Cody Christian voices him so well, but here's how it sounds. There's so many different versions of this throughout the game. Here's just a few of those. I expanded on this one. Do you remember that? Here's a more minor version.
Don't keep her waiting.
I'll get right to the point then.
Acoustic guitar version, minor piano.
Just straight and easy.
Is that bright bass? You play a bright bass, right? You should play that.
At the time, where it was hardly any work for some years ago. That's what little there was.
Did you hear it here?
You'll burn yourself out.
I'm not even close to burned out. Not with all the training.
So creatively used. I love it.
So how about we give our head to rest?
My scar, that proof enough?
It's like, I'm just so good. By the way, the OST version of that is not the one that's actually in the game. Of a few different locations, which made me a crazy person trying to match them up.
Spoilers!
We did have a spoiler warning. She's fine, she's taking a nap. We actually don't really know what's going on there, to be honest.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Wait till we get to
I was
that
gonna say,
chapter where our name dies.
This is
Like,
a
I'll
rug
have to say.
pull, don't fall for it.
Aerith, wake up. Don't worry about me. I can handle it.
Oh, it's such good music. Okay, we're coming to the end here, so I'm going to fly through some of these. This one is obscure and hard. Yes! I didn't think anyone was going to get that one. It is the Whispers. They're not human, they can fly. They have orb faces for some reason in Rebirth. I'm not really sure why, but we're going to hopefully figure that out eventually. But this is very haunting. It's very heavy on the horns and the vocals and the strings. Cosmo Canyon and Red specifically, right? It's both. Yeah, Cosmo Canyon. Voice change, lucky number 13. I've also been. Did you play? You did play the part, yes. Okay. It is Red. This is one of Nobuo's favorite tracks, and obviously it has very Native American influences. In fact, Nobuo was nervous about that. He didn't want to be disrespectful to the Native American communities, but it turns out that from the feedback he got, everybody seemed to appreciate it, and nobody was really offended, which was great. Chocobos have been around since Final Fantasy II, and there's probably 200 different compositions of this theme. I mean, it's everywhere, right? And it's an amazing theme. Yeah, I'll just let you hear it. Here's a few different versions. There's like 10 different versions of this in Rebirth alone. And they're very grand, a lot of them. It's really cool. It's like exploration music. Itself too seriously. The jungle version? I love that. Okay, a couple more left. This is one of my favorites. It is Sid. It is Sid. The original soundtrack version does not appear in the game anywhere. It is crazy to me, and it's such a good track. So this is Sid. Now he is in the original game, and here's how it sounded. And then it's not really played a lot in Rebirth. They're gonna play it a ton, I think, in the third installment, because that's when they're really gonna flesh out his character. But it's a beautiful track, you guys. The one on the original soundtrack is very Apollo 13, which makes sense, right? It sounds like Apollo 13, because this is This is a guy with a history of rock and town. Oh, Shara. He also made Sid a lot nicer. He was so mean in the original. I love him. It's purely.
Not that I ain't seen crazier shit on my travels.
Yeah. It's good. It does. That's not the same person he does. The color red. Femme fatale.
Scarlet?
Scarlet! Scarlet, the old hag. Who's probably younger than me, frankly. Yes, this is one of the only leitmotifs with lyrics.
What you see is what you get on me. Passion of your regrets.
The reaction's out of control! We have to stop it quickly!
Clean up the mess, would you? I've got nothing to hide, so sit back and enjoy.
Scarlet, we're almost done. Anyone? The voice actor is here today. Not in this room, sadly. Yes, Roche. Roche is a new character to the new games, and he is a showman, and it definitely is in his music. Now when he has his tragic transformation, listen to this version. You hear it? It's like, it's a variation, it's like much more tragic and I'm sure. So brilliant, the way they did that. Austin's like, I really want to come back for the third installment, but I don't know what's going to happen. Oops. You know this one. Sephiroth! Yes! One-winged angel. So now, Sephiroth has two leitmotifs. So this one was actually, he has a slower one, which you'll totally recognize, but the one that everyone loves to sing is the one-winged angel. I won't go into too much depth on this one since we don't have any more time, but it's just so good. It's another poorly fought moment for me. I was in hard mode for this, by the way, just so you know. I have to use the clip that's that part of the music, and if it's a crap clip, I'm just like, oh. And the final one, which is one of my all-time favorite orchestrations of all time, is Eric. This is not just one of the greatest video game tracks, not just one of the greatest tracks in Final Fantasy VII. To me, this is one of the greatest tracks ever composed. It is so amazing. You guys know who she is. It's Aerith. Her voice actor is also here, Brianna White, and it's very tender. This is the last thing, and then I'll end because I know we're a few minutes over, but I want to give the next panel time to set up here. Here is a little bit expanded look at Aerith's theme over these games. It's so good. Oh, the materia dropping. It's usually piano or strings. We're wrapping up. Sorry, this is the last slide. He's like, why are you still here? It's a roar, man. It's scary. It's a minor version. Anyway, I gotta get out of here for the next group, you guys, but thank you so much for being here. Such a pleasure. Thanks for coming. any questions, we can take them out in the hall or even run into. So we'll be here all
We
weekend.
have ribbons for your badges.
Oh yeah, if you want ribbons or stickers, we do have free ribbons and stickers. Free stuff.